third party is going to start in 30 seconds. Good evening, everybody. This is Stephen Akela, Chairman of the Libertarian National Committee. It is Wednesday, October 1st at 7:29 p.m. And in just a second, the Secretary will be beginning with roll call for tonight's meeting.
Are you ready, Mr. Chair? I'm going to do
Yep.
roll. Okay.
Go ahead.
Mr. Vice Chair, can you monitor the waiting room and let people in?
Taking care of that now.
Thank you. Mr. Bowler.
Present.
Mr. Bost. Mr. Bost. Mr. Chatterton. Mr. Chatterton. Mr. Wiley. Mr. Wiley. Vice Chair Dar.
Here.
Mr. Dassing. Mr. Dassing. Mr. Bracco. Mr. Bracco. Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford. Mr. Weir. Mr. Weir. Miss Hayes. Miss Hayes. Mr. Neville.
Present.
Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb. Mr. Martin.
I'm so glad to accept y'all's awards today. Aloha.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. Mr. McGee. Mr. Johnson.
I'm here.
I am present. Mr. Nana. Mr. Nana. Mr. Hirsch.
Here.
Thank you. Treasurer Redpath. Treasurer Redpath. I know he's here.
Yeah. Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson.
I'm here.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson, your microphone is a little low, just FYI.
I will give it a stern talking to.
Thank you. Mr. Cowart, Miss Cowart.
Present.
Mr. Vinson. Mr. Vinson. Mr. Watkins. Mr. Watkins. Chair Nikela.
Present.
Were there any other additions that came in? Let me check here.
Thought you guys were here to party with me.
I do not see any misnames. So, Mr. Chair, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 voting members present.
All right, we have quorum.
And Mr. Ford just joined.
Thank you. So that is 11.
All right, we have one item on the agenda. The chair is seeking a motion to adopt the agenda. Mr. Thompson and Mr. Buller. Mr. Thompson?
Mine is just a point of personal privilege, if you can hear me better now.
Yes,
Loud and clear.
thank you.
Mr. Buller,
I move to adopt the agenda.
is there a second?
Second.
Point of privilege.
Whose point of privilege? Is that Mr.
Pat
Johnson?
Ford. Pat
Oh,
Ford.
Mr. Ford. Go ahead, Mr. Ford.
Question. I don't want this to sound snarky or sarcastic because it's meant seriously. I have two-part question. Number one, is it the intention of the people in this, or pushing this motion, if you will, to have a vote tonight? And will this be one of those situations where some evidence is presented, one or two people decide then let's call the question and then push it through? Because if that's the case, we could save us all a lot of time and just have the vote. And again, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but the major question is there going to be a vote on this tonight, or will we be allowed to go and speak with our constituents, in my case, the states involved in Region 6, and get their input on it?
I can't speak to any intent, Mr. Ford, but technically it would be in line to have a motion tonight, or it would be in line to have a vote tonight if it's motioned and seconded. Mr. Buller does have his hand raised, but I don't know if it would be I mean, Mr. Buller, if you'd like to respond, I suppose you can.
Yeah, Mr. Ford, it would be the intention to do a vote tonight. We've had several days for people to talk to their constituents. I think that a lot of the information or the evidence was already on the thread.
All right, so this is okay. Then why don't we just have the vote and just so I can get back to work? I've got a lot of work to do tonight. Most of it, not all, which on behalf of the party, because
You guys hear this,
you know
okay.
All
back
right.
and forth.
I want to speak.
Hold on, Mr. Martin. Hold on, Mr. Martin. You're not recognized, Mr. Martin. You're not
Point of
back and
recognized.
forth.
privilege. You can hear this, right?
I still have the floor, I believe.
Yes, Mr.
Back-
Ford, go ahead.
Yes, back and
This is
forth
point of order.
online does not constitute public debate in an LNC called LNC meeting. It's not the same. Getting together in Discord and having little chats is not the same as having reasoned discord in front of the party.
Is this debate
Right?
on the
So
agenda?
since day one, since a new group is running the party on a day-to-day basis, there's been this constant stream of push through
Mr. Ford,
motions.
is this a
Just
point of
save us
order,
the
or
time.
is this an
I'm
arena
done. I'm
debate?
done, Mr. Chair. Just save us the time, and please, the appearance of some type of process here is clearly. We should not be censoring people in the same night that evidence is presented. I frankly do not have time to sit back and watch
Mr.
Discord
Ford,
servers. I'm done.
Mr.
Thank you.
Ford, thank you very much. All right, is there any discussion on the agenda adoption?
Mr. Bost also joined us, I believe. Thought I saw him. Mr. Bost, are you? Yes, Mr. Bost is here. So that updates the number to 12, sir.
All right, we have 12. Mr. Martin, you're recognized to speak on behalf of the agenda.
I'm a big fan. I really like it. I see what you guys are doing. I know you really missed your chance last time, and you know that I just didn't want to like deprive you guys of the joy of being.
Is this germane to the agenda, Mr. Martin?
Just speaking in support of the agenda, sir. Is that a problem? You are going to let me
Just
talk
making
for
sure
my
it's
own
germane.
defense, right? Like ostensible defense.
Of course.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Then I'll yield for now.
Any further discussion on the agenda? All right, any objection to the agenda? Hearing none, the agenda passes. We'll now go on to the main motion, which is the censure of Mr. Martin. Is there a second?
Mr. Chair, I do believe you need to pass the baton to Mr. Dar, as you are the mover of the motion.
Well, that is correct. Mr. Dar, go ahead. Actually, technically,
I believe I was the one making the motion.
Mr. Bowler was the one who made the motion. I simply called the meeting.
But by calling the meeting, you take ownership of the motion.
Fair enough. Then Mr. Dar, go ahead and take the baton, and
Understood.
I'll ask if there's a second for the motion to censure Mr. Martin.
Can I offer a friendly amendment and I'll second it? strike the word censure and insert the word thank.
No.
No, you don't like that?
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All right, well, I will go ahead and let Mr. Buller speak since this was originally his motion.
But Mr.
Gabriel,
Chair,
why, if you just let her out, why is she at the back door crying already?
Excuse me, Mr. Johnson, make sure to mute yourself. Mr. Nikela,
It's possible that was germane to the meeting.
I
yes.
apologize.
No,
but
no
Mr.
problem.
Nikela, the Mr. Dar needs to take over the meeting, so technically.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, so Mr. Nikela, you may speak to the motion.
Well, I was going to yield to my colleague, Mr. Buller, to speak.
Okay, Mr. Bowler, you may speak to the motion.
Yes. So I was the one who made this motion to censure in the emails. I really don't like doing this. I was not in favor of the motion to censure Austin, Mr. Martin, from a while back. First off, I want to say the non-aggression principle is something that we all accept, we all adopt, and it is a prohibition against the initiation of force. It also means that you can use force in self-defense, and that is absolutely legitimate. We also know that, you know, in like the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, you don't have to be the first one to have force coming at you. Just the threat of it is enough for you to be able to defend yourself. And so the problem with that is it can get into a murky gray area where some people can try to justify their own aggression as self-defense. Now, when it comes to Mr. Martin, there's a question: do socialists violate the NAP? And so on X, he has stated the following: socialists are not peaceful. Upholding the NAP against fraudsters and infiltrators is not a violation of our principles. Only a socialist would argue otherwise. Another one: socialists use fraud and subversion. Another one: I want to take out the socialist trash. Another one: I plan to remove all socialist infiltrators from the LP by force and with extreme prejudice. Another one: we are under no obligation to welcome hateful, sick, degenerate, violent socialist revolutionaries and, quote, pretend they are libertarians. I will remove them. Another one: cool. I plan on removing all socialist infiltrators like you from the LP by force. And then socialism is, by definition, not voluntary. Leftism intrinsically embraces force and fraud and violates the NAP. There was also a problematic post that he responded to. This post was by Fabian Liberty and read, "You cannot murder a communist any more than you can murder a murderer. Killing a communist is not a violation of the NAP unless they beg for their life and recant communism. By virtue of being a communist, you have consented to all violence and give permission for your death." Now, there was a response from Mr. Martin that said, this conversation is really unlibertarian. The OP is right, though, referring to that post. But when someone called him out for it, to Mr. Martin's credit, he said, I was responding to the wrong post. I don't agree with killing folks, even communists. I have another post calling to uphold the NAP in the LP by removing communists, and I confused the threads. My mistake. And at first I was like, awesome. You know, this is good. He doesn't actually, you know, mean that. And if we can just have him like state that, it would be done. And you saw in the email thread, I even said, just please say it. I'm begging you, just so that we can have it on the record and we can tell members who are concerned that we know for a fact that you don't mean it because you have expressly denied it. But then he walks back the statement. He goes, but for the sake of argument, the communists have promised to overthrow our society and kill most of us. So why does the defensive reaction trigger you more than the aggression? And then also said that it had, what was the ethical merit, I think was another one. Since you seem to be afraid, I will happily clarify. In the context of a humorous philosophical question, if communists are engaged in a subversive revolution, then the claim of the OP would have ethical merit. It's funny because of its validity. Acknowledging the argument as valid is not the same as endorsing violent action or saying that doing so would be a moral good. The problem with all these statements is that he's using a lot of euphemisms, and there is an issue with using euphemisms. If I say I'm gonna cut some tall trees, it seems innocent enough, and in the proper context, it would be as well. I'm doing some yard work. I'm gonna cut down some tall trees. But during the Rwanda genocide in 1994, that meant for the Hutu extremists killing the Tutsis because the stereotype was the Tutsis were taller than them and they were cutting them down with machetes. And so we have to be aware of how these euphemisms are used. I mean, not.
Mr. Bowler, can I give you a musical?
No. So another example, I hate using Nazi analogies, but they were very good at using.
Mr.
I have the floor, Mr. Martin.
Please come to order.
Fine, you can call me to order, but don't mute me. Personal privilege. Do not mute me without a vote.
I did not mute you.
I
Somebody
need you for interrupting. Do not
That's not
interrupt
true.
people.
You're the
You do not have the
secretary,
floor.
not the LNC.
Please
Sir,
come to order.
You have no
Please
right
come
to
to
mute
order.
a member.
Please come
Oh,
to
right.
order.
Point of order.
Please.
Point of order. The mute button cannot be used without a vote. Okay, that's ridiculous. Or unless there's some unreasonable thing. I said point of personal privilege.
Mr. Chair, point of order. Bring the member to order.
I yield.
Mr. Martin, please come to order. Mr.
So-
Bolt, please continue.
So Nazis were known for using euphemisms as well. Things like final solution to describe the genocide of the Jewish people. They weren't going to do something brutal and awful. They were just solving things, finally. And so that's the problem with euphemisms. You have to be careful with what you say and how you say it. And so, for instance, the phrase with extreme prejudice, removal by extreme prejudice, there's the phrase to terminate with extreme prejudice, which has been a euphemism of the feds for extrajudicial killings. And we all know Mr. Martin's very familiar with the feds and that type of language as well. And so this is not like he was just unaware of these words and these euphemisms. He was aware of these. And it is my belief that he intended to intimidate the rest of the committee and even members of this party.
Did I define
And-
those words for you?
Let me finish.
I did.
And-
Those are mine.
Hey, Mr. Martin, I have the floor at the moment. You'll have your chance to defend yourself, and I won't
to
say
order.
anything. I'll let you have all the time that you want, okay? And so the problem is using those euphemisms and not clarifying that you do not mean harm. And the biggest issue is that he's been accusing everybody of being socialist and sympathizers and leftists, like McCarthy almost. And I just I want to wonder, like, you know, if it was the other way, if other members of this board were being called fascist, and then someone just said catch fash or something like that, and it's like, well, no, I just, you know, catch like a ball. Wouldn't you also be like, no, that's not right? We need to make sure that we avoid language. We are professionals, right? We're professionals on a board. We should not be making people fear that they could encounter violence and aggression by using euphemisms and then trying to use that as plausible deniability of, oh, I didn't really mean that. Don't play with it. It's not cute. It's not funny. And it does cause people to have concern for good reason. So I'd like to finish that, you know, I would like to think that Mr. Martin is completely sane and rational, but saying things like this makes me doubt that at times. And also in the national Discord, a member of the board said, "You're a dangerous person and no one should trust you to not snap." Mr. Martin replies, "You're right. I will absolutely snap and start removing some socialist." And then the board member replies, "Glad you admit you're a ticking time bomb." And he replies, "For subversive leftists, you bet." I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bowler. Mr. Bost? Mr. Bost, your hand is raised. I recognize you now.
Hello, can you hear me good?
Can hear you perfect now, sir.
Thank you. I already made the case in the email threads that there was no threat of physical aggression. I stand by that. The LP is not Rwanda. It's not a place. It's not a physical body. It's a political organization. The means for removal from the LP are well known. They do not involve murder or violence. And for some of the same reasons, we all voted no on the previous censures. We will vote no again tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bost. Ms. Cowart.
I gotta tell you guys, I didn't have neo-McCarthyism on my bingo card for 2025, but here we are. Aside from the statements that have been made by Mr. Martin, which, you know, take him as you will, there is a level of professionalism that is missing from this board. I've watched Mr. Martin as Mr. Bowler laid out his motion, and he is absolutely grinning and reveling in this. He has no intention of being a productive and professional member of this board. He is here to sow chaos and dissension. He doesn't even believe the words that are coming out of his mouth. He doesn't believe we're socialists. He doesn't believe that we're communist. He's just here to raise hell. And that in and of itself, as well as his public post on social media, publicly criticizing the LNC, which is a violation of our policy for all of the reasons that Mr. Bowler mentioned and more, it's absolutely appropriate to censure Mr. Martin because he is a man-child and has no place on this board.
Thank you, Ms. Cowart. Now, Mr. Martin, you are recognized.
So glad you all are such big fans of my work. As was pointed out by Mr. Bowler himself, there was no threat of violence, and I was pretty clear what I meant by extreme prejudice. Extreme meaning a high degree, and prejudice meaning a discriminatory animus, meaning socialism as an incompatible philosophy with libertarianism must be removed from this party. It does not belong here, guys. It's ridiculous. And the fact that we're having this conversation just shows how ideologically and morally corrupt things have become around the LNC. That's part of the problem and why it was necessary for me to make this call. Socialists and subversives reveal themselves through their opposition to ideas that oppose their operations and their objectives. So by calling for the removal of socialists, I have called a convention of socialists to meet and discuss how to stop my free speech. Now realize Mr. Bowler characterizes this as me, right, refusing to clarify to his satisfaction in his idea of compelled speech of what I should say in order to make sure nobody feels unsafe. We're libertarians, guys. It's okay for me to say socialism doesn't belong in this party. If I get voted out for it, that's the risk I take. But for you to characterize that falsely and maliciously as if I am a psychopath, and Mr. Bowler, your comment that I am more likely to get Clinton Arkansited as a result of the fact that I'm calling out corruption on the LNC is ridiculous, because that's what this is really about. I've entered a whistleblower complaint. We caught Bill Redpath doing some naughty stuff in New Mexico, guys. It's not good. He was taking money from the LNC and from other parties at the same time. It's actually worse than what Angela was doing with Swing Vote Strategist was fine. This is actually like a big problem, right? It's not the only one. There's a bunch of really dirty stuff going on in New Mexico, it turns out.
Point of order.
Hey,
I'm making a point of order.
Now? Are you
Point
just saying,
of order.
you can't have me talking about this stuff because you don't want to get implicated?
No, I just want you to remain germane to the motion at hand.
Oh, you're trying to cover up misconduct, sir. I'm not an idiot, and neither is the audience. So,
that would be a
am I going to be allowed to make my defense or not? Will you suffer me to speak for myself, or are you going to use force to silence me?
I'm reminding you that
I have the floor.
Needs to be germane to the subject.
I have the floor, sir, and it is germane. It's extremely germane. So the problem is that we have controlled opposition socialists at the top of our organization, some covert, some less so. That's a problem.
I'm sorry. May I jump in for just a sec, please?
Why?
Is this a point of order, or
I wish to extend his speaking time by 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Understood. Any opposition? None. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Go ahead, Mr. Martin.
Thank you. I think I should actually be given plenty of time to just discuss this. There's no reason for the formality except to take advantage of procedure, because you don't want me really talking up here. Why? because you know that I know some really bad things about what's been going on the LNC. And that really leads to the problem here. What did you guys think? You know, like, is that okay that Bill Redpath was accepting money for other political parties, helping them? Seems like other members of the board might be engaging in similar behaviors, disadvantaging our party substantially, doing worse than what Ms. McCardle is accused of doing, which, by the way, whether you think that's actually a problem or not, these guys all voted that it was. They say this is embezzlement, and yet they're doing it. So, or at least equivalent behaviors. Then we have Mr. Chair over here literally coercing the chair of New Mexico, saying, remove your region rep or we hand your state to Lucchini. That's the reality of the situation. That's not okay. That's not a good discharge of fiduciary duties. So let's talk about this. Why is Mr. Redpath managing millions of dollars for Soros over the years? What's up with that? And fair vote. You guys think that's okay? We've got organizations with political dark money funneling millions of dollars that these guys, some of them, are trusted on, trusted henchmen. One of his organizations got caught in court in a black box scandal over donation money. Right?
Of order. This is not germane.
On appeal. Oh yeah, because this is the stuff you guys don't want. You don't want this to be released. You don't want this to be known by people that you guys are scamming the LNC out of its money in the name of ballot access. And you guys are fighting for the socialist parties, the socialist third parties, allowing the infiltration of the radical left into the Libertarian Party and refuse to draw the line. You're enabling corruption. And I'm calling you out. So no, I'm not surprised I'm getting censured here today. I will accept it and wear it as a badge of honor. It is proof that what I am saying to people is true. Now today, I was spending my entire day bullying the Office of Elections, who's also caught similarly trying to cover up fraud in the Elections Commission by abusing their parliamentary authority. Really, it's like Stephen Nikhaila's daddy over there. Exactly the same kind of tactics, except he's just a little more heavy-handed, a little more used to it.
Move to extend time 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's really inappropriate for anyone on this board to be managing money for George freaking Soros and his organizations, Open Society Foundation. That's not okay. He's got several organizations involved. Not just that. We've got Fair Vote receiving money from Piero Midjar and the Democracy Fund. We are talking about the DNC, guys. And then on the other side, with Citizens in Charge, it's intercepting money intended for more libertarian causes and then giving it to grifters and absolutely just, this is what it looks like to me anyway. Maybe some investigative journalists ought to dig into some of these people's backgrounds and figure out what's really going on up here, because I see a controlled opposition. I see a third party that for decades has been handled by a ballot access mafia that is willing to use force to try to enforce its agenda on people. This is not funny. This is a serious national level scandal, and you are all implicated. It is proven, a matter of public and government record. This is not my wild speculations. Why did I call for a removal of socialism? Because it exists. Its pernicious and subversive influence is here among us, and it is a problem. We need to recognize and wrestle with this problem. It is subversive and will attempt to bill itself as libertarianism because it is advantageous for it to do so, and because the Democrats are embarrassed by the more radical elements of their party, which they would rather excise to a safe third party where they can two-track their activism. This is punishment for our working with the Trump administration. And many of you are complicit, not just in causing it, but in completely covering it up and repeatedly resisting all attempts for sunlight. If what you did was above board, it would be easy. The questions would not be a problem. Oliver Hall wouldn't be hiding from us and refusing to answer. You guys wouldn't falsely be characterizing our duties as harassment. You would not falsely be characterizing my political call to purge our political body of incompatible ideologies as violent rhetoric. Except that you're desperate and you need something. Because unlike you guys, I'm not a corrupt politician. You can't find the skeletons in my closet. I stand with God. I'm just doing the next right thing. I tripped and fell and whoops, I landed here in the LNC. God help us all. I don't care about a career in politics. I care about people with integrity who are going to lead this party forward and make a difference for liberty. And that is what I'm counting on in order to carry us forward into 2026. Credible leadership. and not whatever joke this is. We should not have published the SIC in the first place. It should have been allowed to be questioned. We should have taken our time and deliberated carefully and allowed those issues to be explored. Bill Redpath's conflicts of interest, and I need to get this out. We had a previous.
To extend by 1 minute.
Sir. We had a previous IC that was rejected by the court on the basis of non-independence, and that was for mere caucus association. So just being in the Mises caucus would be enough to taint the entire investigation. That's a small conflict compared to, oh, I also got Kennedy money, or oh, I also, those are the things the SIC is investigating, not just freedom calls. This is not a narrowly focused thing. So when I start peeling back the layers and realizing, oh, you're all corrupt and you're all in on a ballot access grift and it's all like this, and you're ratifying your own misconduct, yeah, I'm not surprised that we're here today. You need to discredit me, because if you don't, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to give this party back to the libertarians to whom it's belonged, that you guys with your leftist cronies have driven off over the years. It's not just the left, but let's be real. This is a subversive attack on our party. We should not have Soros money managers directing the LNC any more than we should have any of these other crazy spooks that are running around. A lot of people on this board work for the government, way more than it statistically makes sense. Right, Mr. Dar?
Move to extend time 2 minutes.
Objection.
We've already extended. Thank you.
I appreciate that. I came here, I tried to work with each one of you. I treated you like people. I tried to work out deals with you and make it happen. I tried to find out if there are amicable solutions. We had it on the table that we could have had a settlement to have all the Freedom Calls money back. That's not what you guys want. Not interested in that. There's bigger prizes on the table because this is the third largest party in American politics. We're not irrelevant. We're powerful and we're feared. We are the greatest threat that the establishment has known. We are not subversive. We are open and honest. We stand for integrity, not destruction. I am ashamed of what you all have done to this party. This is not about Angela McArdle or the Mises Caucus. This goes back for decades. And it is absolutely wrong. So, Citizens in Charge, Fair Vote, and a dozen other weird NGOs and orgs that seem to span a web that come across a lot of very interesting and familiar names. I see what's happening. And I think our libertarian people are going to see it too. You guys won't be able to hide behind secrecy anymore. So, go ahead. Get on with it. This isn't about the facts. This isn't about whether or not my rhetoric is violent, and each one of you knows it. This is about politics. So let the games continue. I yield.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Let me see. I see Mr. Bowler in line, but Mr. Johnson hasn't spoken yet. It would be okay to move to Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson.
I don't speak often. I'm an alternate, and I know my place. My region has to succeed the vote to me, and so I typically stay quiet. But as libertarians, whether you're a left libertarian, a right libertarian, a Mises Caucus libertarian, or an unaffiliated libertarian, a classical liberal caucus libertarian, we all signed the NAP pledge that says, I will not use the initiation of force to achieve political aims. The phrase "to remove by force" literally means to use freaking force. This isn't a game. This isn't a witch hunt. Someone said that they were going to use force. This shit has to stop.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Buller?
Mr. Thompson, has he?
Oh, Mr. Thompson, excuse me, he hasn't spoken yet. Mr. Thompson.
I was going to invite Mr. Martin to take this opportunity to plainly say that he opposes using force to remove those he considers to be socialists and leftists.
What do you mean by force, Mr. Thompson?
What force would you be okay with then?
The minimum level necessary to make sure that we have a libertarian.
Since I have been condemned as a commie, What force do you feel is appropriate should I not wish to be removed?
As someone who defends the existence of socialism in this party, I like you, Keith. This is not a personal attack on you. But as somebody who supports that philosophical idea, I think that's incompatible with libertarianism, and that the honest thing to do would be to step back.
I support voluntarism.
Same thing for like republicanism. If I was like, secretly like, oh, well, they're actually okay, and I was trying to constantly advance like neoconism in here, that would not be okay either. And the honest thing
No,
to do would be-
I understand your philosophical argument. I'm looking more bluntly for something like, no, I would not use force to remove someone.
No, I will not accept compelled speech. This is a power struggle about what you guys want me to say, not about what's actually meant. It's pretty
Okay,
clear.
I believe that answers my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bowler.
This is not about events going on in the party. This is not about ideology in regards to socialism. This is all about conduct. That is all it is about. We as a board need to draw a line of what we consider acceptable. And I think that we would be foolish to allow that line to be drawn over veiled threats and euphemisms because there's some tiny level of plausible deniability. We should not even be close to that line. We should be so far away from it, especially as libertarians. And as far as
Censoring the chair, you should censure the chair because he's actually coercing the state chair of New Mexico. You
Mr.
should
Martin, I have
censor
the floor.
people who are
Point of order.
executing
Please call the
law.
member to order. And so I would say this, as far as being sane and sober and prudent and moral, I'll let Mr. Martin speak for himself. I think he did a really good job speaking to his own state of mind throughout this call. And for anyone, if you have not had to deal with threats and or violence from unstable people, I envy you.
Thank you. Mr. Boss.
Yes, once again, it's not as simple as saying force is violence or aggression. There is more than one meaning of force. Depends on the context. Everyone knows that. I forgot what else I was going to say. I think that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Boss. Mr. Nikela.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First off, I did want to clarify one thing real quick. In my conversations with the New Mexico State Chair, I never said that Mr. Martin or Mr. Chatterton should be removed from Region 1. What I said was if Mr. Martin and Mr. Chatterton were not involved in the legislative process for pro bono legal support, perhaps that support could be put back on the table. And I'll remind everyone that the reason for the loss of pro bono legal support for New Mexico is due to the harassment from Mr. Martin and Mr. Chatterton towards our legal counsel. I think that's fairly clear at this point. What I will say is this in regards to Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin has demonstrated, even before he was on the board, that he is emotionally short-tempered, makes outbursts at inappropriate times, does not seem to make any connection between his actions and the effects of his actions. And quite frankly, with the latest rounds of threats, whether overt or veiled or ambiguous, I quite frankly, I take them at face value because that's how I take threats. At the very minimum, it creates a hostile work environment. I will say there are members of this body who have been swatted. There are members of this body who have had threats against their life and their family. We live in a political climate where violence is becoming increasingly common. Do I believe Mr. Martin is interested in carrying out violence? The answer is, I don't know. I don't know Mr. Martin, and I don't really care to try to figure it out. That's up to Mr. Martin. He is obviously not being clear when asked, is he willing to, or does he believe somebody else should take violence against somebody who he believes is a social, et cetera, et cetera.
Really clear, totally clear. Like you guys are just bullshitting, frankly. It's fraud.
You in fact were not clear.
Yeah, very clear. Very, very clear. You're choosing.
So if you'd like to
Quick
make
question,
it
do we
very-
need to
You
move
may
to
take
extend
this
time?
opportunity to clarify.
We could have an informal discussion, you know.
We've had that opportunity many times, Mr. Martin. If you'd like to put
We
it on the
haven't.
record,
No,
whether or
stop
not
lying,
you
Steven. Stop
or
lying.
somebody else should use violence against members of the LP.
Why should
If
I be
somebody,
required to?
okay, you don't
accept
have to
your
do anything.
compelled
Just
speech.
okay.
You're telling me
Mr. Martin,
what I must say in order to not get punished, and I'm telling you that I don't respond to bullying. And I've already made.
oh yeah.
Did I
Okay,
just say a
very-
minute ago? Minimum level.
We are
of
out
force.
of time.
Very, very clear, Mr. Martin.
Even
All I'm
what's the
gonna say,
minimum level of force for a removal?
the minimum level. it could
Dumbass
become
question
somebody.
because it's obvious. Why am I sitting here laughing at you guys? Because you're clowns.
So what's the
Minimum
answer then?
level of force is a very specific statement. It doesn't mean jump to violence. And the fact that you keep intentionally interpreting it that way is solely for political advantage because you already said it. Because of my whistleblowing activities that you don't like.
is
And
not
so you
correct.
falsely characterize that as harassment and then
I'd like to continue speaking, Mr. Martin.
the email subject was help, my state is being
I'd like
held
to continue speaking, Mr.
Everyone,
Martin. I'd like
we're
to-
out of time, so we need
All
to
right, we're out of time.
if we're going to continue.
I did move to extend time by 2 minutes.
Moving, extended by 2 minutes. Is there any objection?
Objection.
So we can move to a on extending time by 2 minutes.
I'm a happy camper either way, guys. We
I'll
exposed socialism today. There's a lot of it on the board, apparently. So, you know, it's an echo chamber in here.
I'd ask
but
Mr. Martin to come to order. If the chair can please bring the member to order. Keeps
Please come to
interrupting.
order.
Mr. Chair, if the body will allow, I'll withdraw my motion to extend time. I think we've
Okay.
got everything we need at this point.
Okay. The motion wasn't seconded. So we shall go to a vote then, Mr. Secretary.
Motion to censure Mr. Austin Martin. Mr. Bowler,
Yes.
Mr. Bost,
No.
Mr. Ford, Mr. Ford, Mr. Neville,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
abstain. I'll pass for now.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Hirsch,
Yes.
Mr. Redpath,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Nikela,
Yes.
Mr. Dar, do you want me to come back to you?
Please come back.
Thank you. Mr. Ford,
Pass.
this is the pass, Mr. Ford.
Oh, I'm going to abstain then. I've got a split region.
Okay.
And people are still discussing it.
Mr. Martin,
I'm so glad we exposed socialism and far leftism infiltrating this board for decades today. And here we are.
what's your vote, Mr. Martin?
Indeed. What is it? Should I tell you guys no because it's the right thing, or should I abstain because you're doing the wrong thing? Maybe you should pass just one more time.
I have a point of information. Can the subject of a
Yes.
censure vote on the censure?
Yes, they can.
Okay, thank you.
We established that the last time. This is you already did pass, Mr. Martin, so this is your vote.
I can't pass again.
Nope.
Well, I mean, it's a hard decision. If I were to abstain,
What is
I
your
don't-
vote, Mr. Martin?
Dilatory.
I'd say I'll stand with Mr. Boss and vote no.
Thank you, Mr. Dar.
My vote doesn't matter? Or does it?
Does not.
Does not. Then I'll abstain.
Mr. Chair, the vote is 8 yes, 2 no, and 2 abstentions.
Do you guys feel better? Did that make you feel better?
Not really.
I'm gonna remove all socialism from the LP.
You
I'm
could take
going-
this opportunity to say that you will not use force, though.
I've already made clear what I mean.
You did not make it clear. You
The
danced
minimum-
around it like you've been doing for a week. That is why this was necessary.
It's not a
Define
clarity question.
force, Mr. Thompson.
The vote has
Sorry.
been
It's not about
taken.
clarity. The question is about spin. It's about how you want
Orders
to
of the
take
day, Mr. Chair.
it.
Orders of the day. The vote has been taken. The vote has passed. We are now at adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
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 And we could have a nice, healthy conversation about Bill Redpath managing money for Soros. Why aren't we talking about that?
You know,
Because
Mr.
you're
Martin,
insane.
As a 33rd
Good
degree.
night.
Can you call the vote on the
That's
motion to
Bill.
adjourn, Mr. Chair?
Says that's true.
Yes, let's vote on the adjournment. Thank you.
It's just campaign finance records, which, by the way, did you file those payments from New
Do
Mexico?
you just want to do a roll? Do you want to do a roll call on the motion to adjourn?
Was
Why
there
haven't
any
they
objection to
filed?
adjourning?
Where is
Did
the
not hear
FEC
an objection to
filing?
adjourning. We are adjourned.
Where
Thank
is
you.
it, guys? Hiding
Adjourned.
the